In today's session of Visual JForex, we will be continuing our work on the indicator force index. This is the third part, and in today's final session, I will be completing the sell side of the equation. We will see how we can go about the conditions which need to be defined for the execution of the sell trade. So I will first give you a brief refresher on the logic behind the algorithm. This is the hourly chart, which I will change to 4 hourly for USD JPY. And we need the force index output to be below zero. Whenever we are looking for the selling opportunity, we will need the force index output to be on the lower side of this plotting the chart. It should be in the negative territory, and it should be in decline. So to make sure that is the case, we will have to compare the force index output to the zero as well as to its penultimate value. The last 4 hourly value will need to be compared to the penultimate value, and there the last 4 hours value should be lower compared to the force index output for the penultimate 4 hourly candle, and it should be at least less than twice of the penultimate output. And we are placing this condition to make sure that the momentum is strong enough while we look to search for the opportunities to go short in the USD JPY. And after that, we will consider the hourly time frame, and provided the 4 hourly conditions are in place, we will want the trade to be placed whenever we see substantial momentum in the hourly time frame. So here the condition is going to be that last hourly candles force index output should be at least 5 times less than the penultimate hours force index output, and that is going to be the basic requirement. So we will be comparing the two candles output value, and only if there is substantial decline in the force index output, we want to go for the shorting. And one more condition is going to be that both these output values should be below zero. The last hourly force index output as well as the penultimate hours force index output needs to be below zero to make sure that we are trading with the trend and not otherwise. Now we and one condition is that this is going to be a pending order. We will not really be going for a market open. Rather than that, when we feel that now, for the time being, the price move has already happened, and it will be prudent to place the order on the higher side after some retracement. We can do that also using the trade command of pending order. And in that case, we will be considering the last hourly candles closing and the opening difference and take half of it and place the order by that much amount from the last tick price. So that is going to be the logic. And now we are back to the Visual JForex board, which have been developed by the Dukascopy Bank SA. The setup includes this default instrument subscription. This time around, we are working with the USD JPY, and the position amount has been defined at zero. After that, I got these force index blocks. First two are of 4 hourly time period, and these last two are of hourly time period. And to look at the price action, we are also relying on the gate historical candle. First one is of hourly candle period, and these two are of 10 seconds each to just pinpoint the exact point. And in yesterday's session, we had finished this buy side of the equation, but there is a small mistake which happened because of the error of omission. I unintentionally missed out on adding a variable to cut down on the difference between the last tick price and the limit order. So here, this output, the difference between the candle 18 candle close and candle 18 candle open should have been multiplied by the another variable 0.5, and after that we would have got the half of the difference, and that needs to be deducted. So here I need to create a variable and add it to this third row. create a new variable which is going to be named HD. It will be 0.5. Save. And here we will take first the difference of the candle close and candle open, and after that we will multiply it with 83. Okay, so this is what I had missed out on. Now we will start afresh. As I explained to you, the logic is fairly simple, and this version, the sell side needs to be symmetric, so the number of blocks is going to be the same. Here in this buy side of the equation we had used 9 if blocks and 1 trade command block, so we are going to need same number of if blocks again, and then the trade command block of pending open. So I will add first 9 if blocks, three more needed, and after this the trading block of pending open. We have taken this force index output values and multiplied by required variables to arrive at the desired values. Okay, so the out 15 has been multiplied by 2, and out 17, which is the last not last, the penultimate hourly candles force index output, has been multiplied by 5, and we have to compare. So out 14 will need to be compared with the FFH, which is twice of out 15, and out 14 needs to be less than FFH. While defining the buy side, the condition was the inverse of this. First input less than second input. Okay. Out 14 needs to be below 0 as well. First input less than second input. Out 15 also needs to be below 0. Again, first input less than second input. Okay. Then we have to consider the hourly force index output values, and here we will need the out 16 value to be less than 5 times out 17. So we have to compare the out 16 with FFO, first input less than second input, and out 16 and out 17, both of these values need to be below 0. First input again less than second input. After that, we will have to consider the price action, and candle 18's candle close needs to be below the candle 18 candle open. So we will have to consider auto created variable candle 18 candle close and candle 18 candle open needs to be compared, and we are going to need candle 18's candle close for final point of entry also, and to define that condition I will take the candle 18 candle close as the second input in both these blocks. Okay, again first input less than second input, and provided these conditions are in place, we will be going for the trade as and when the candle 19's closing value drops below the candle 18 candle close, while the candle 20 candle close was above the candle 18 candle close. Okay, these are 10-second blocks. So we are going to need candle 19's closing value and candle 20's closing value. First input greater than second input, and after that the candle 19 should have closed lower. So we will now join it to the trade command block, which is here, and after that we will have to define the input parameters for the trade command block. First input less than second input. Before we define the input values variables for the trade command block, let us arrange these blocks, if blocks, to make it look easier on eyes, aesthetic also. I will join it to the multiple action, so that this is now part of the main structure. Coming to the parameters, we have to define the entry point for the placing of order, and that is going to be on the higher side of the current market price. It is going to be a limit order, and that will need to be defined sell limit, and for that we have to consider two more calculation expressions. Okay, I will disconnect it here. Candle 18's candle close will need to be deducted from candle 18 candle open. open minus close, which will need to be multiplied by half, 0.5. Okay, so this is the calculation which will help us in defining the precise point of entry. This is going to be A1 minus A2 multiplied by A3. Result of the calculation, I will name it as D. We take this SD and add it to the last tick price. So it is going to be A1 plus A2. This is going to be the sale execution price. Alright. So here is this variable now defined. Default instrument will remain USD/JPY. Trade amount I will change to 0.1 million. It should be taken as per the equity in the account. Slippage is going to be 2 pips. Stop loss I will change to 15 pips, and the take profit is going to be 30 pips. Good till time, order validity is going to be 1 hour, which we have already defined. So in this case, I will take OVT, which we also used while defining the parameters for the buy side. Now let us join it. So with this, we have defined most of the parameters which need to be defined mandatorily. In comment, you can add any comment which will be displayed after the trade gets executed or the order is placed. So I hope you have been able to understand the logical and the execution part of these algorithms, and hopefully you will be trying it out on your own to see how you can go about defining of these algorithm using the indicator force index, and afterwards you can run the test on the historical data to see whether it is profitable or not, and accordingly you can decide to use it on your live account or demo account to carry out the trading on your behalf. So that's my side of the story. You can write me in the feedback about any idea or any suggestion, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. See you next time. Till then, goodbye. Thank you all for joining in.